Nora Pratt is one of our members here in Atlanta, and we've known each other for a little bit over 3 years now, and she's agreed to help me with our counseling session. And so we are going to begin the counseling session now. Well, Nora, you've mentioned to me the other day that you had some things that you wanted to talk about and that you needed to talk to me about in private. And what's going on? Anything I can help you with?
Just issues with my dad. You know, he's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and the family's being faced with issues about what to do and what not to do. Hospice was called in last week.
Right.
And when you consider quality of life versus extending any quality of life, then you start making decisions about what heroic efforts you'll take to keep him alive. And so we were posed with a question last week of feeding tube. And we've all opted not to use a feeding tube, only because the quality of life he has now is just horrible. So, you know, there's issues with that internally about, are we doing the right thing, and are we, you know, shortening his life at our own.
You maybe second guessing yourself and the decisions that you've made.
You're making decisions about life and death, and you want to know if it's the right thing, and you know. So,
are you feeling as if maybe you made the wrong decision, or do you feel as if you made the right decision?
No, I think if he had just been diagnosed a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and we were making a harsh decision like this, that would be one scenario. Mm-hmm. He's been in an Alzheimer's unit now for going on 40 years. Right. So obviously the decline has been somewhat gradual, right. But now the decline is such that, you know, you've seen him enough now to know that there is no quality there. There's no hygiene. He's not able to feed himself. He can't even drink without somebody. So
yeah. Well, how's the rest of your family dealing with this?
Well, that's another issue. Everybody, all the siblings are on the same page, which is good. I think we all worry about my mom. She's going to respect our decision. I think as we get older, your parents get to where they're the children and you start making decisions and they go along with you. Right. But we just worry about her. I mean, old school is it's just probably different than the way we think now. But so we just worry about her.
Right, so you might be feeling a little bit anxious about this ending of a chapter, maybe it seems, in your life, and transitioning over to, you know, helping him and caretaking and maybe possibly comforting your mom in this moment as well.
Absolutely.
Probably a lot of stress that's going on in your life and in the lives of your siblings. How have y'all come together as a family to just help this transition, besides just making the decision together?
We have a brother. I have a brother there in San Antonio that is probably ramrodding the whole thing because he's there on a day-to-day basis. He's there every day, shaving my dad. He's there every afternoon, making sure that he gets one meal. Mm-hmm. So we've sort of let him be the leader, and everybody respectfully has done that because he's probably spent more time than any of us. But I think everybody's on the same page with the feeding tube, but it's just still a hard decision. It's just, you know, you just don't want to know that you're making the wrong decision, but you want to do what's best for the patient. I think the only godsend in all this is that because we have seen the decline, everybody's in agreement about why extend this quality of life. Right. But it's still a life and death thing. Right. You're in essence saying we're not going to feed you anymore if they want to put a feeding tube in.
It's a weighty decision to have to make, not just for any person, but for your parent as well, especially.
So you put yourself in my shoes. Yeah. If it were your dad and you'd watched him decline in health for 4 years, and he's to a point now where he's literally in a bed in a supine position, and the only time he gets out of bed is when somebody literally lifts him, puts him in a recliner type wheelchair that rolls around, and that's it. That's quality life. He's not able to speak anymore. He can't feed himself. So what would you do?
Well, you know, I don't want to focus in as much on what I do, but I do want to focus in on the issue that you're struggling with and that your family's struggling with, and coming to an understanding and a grasping of this transition. And hopefully over our next few sessions, we could talk about this a little more and help you to maybe come to terms a little bit with this difficult, you know, issue that your family's having to take. And it's a transition period that sometimes we have to make, but it seems as if y'all are doing it well. Are you feeling any maybe isolation, being far from the situation? We wish you were a little bit closer.
Oh, well, sure. But no, I mean, because I think because of his condition, if I was able to be there and communicate with him, it'd be a different story. You want to be there every day.
Right.
But
Right.
you literally have no conversations when we're there. I talk to my mom every day, twice a day. And so we're, you know, my siblings and I are all close. So no, we're all on the same page. I mean, nothing could be more at peace there.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, making the decision.
Learning how to.
But everybody, no, and I think that helps that everybody's on the same page. It would be horrible if one wanted this and one wanted this. There's 5 siblings, so it could easily happen. You know, everybody's on the same page. So that helps. It's just, you know, when you get down to the bottom of things, you're saying, Dad, we're going to cut you off from food. And it's a hard thing.
Right.
It's a hard thing. So I've been prayerful about it. And
Well, hopefully, you know, I'd like for us to talk a few more times just to help you transition in this period, help you to talk about these things and come to terms with these things, and recognize, you know,